Hey, Jamsters. Thanks again for pressing play. And welcome once again to another edition of the Suns Jam Session podcast on the BLEAV Podcast Network, brought to you by FanDuel, where it's a fun time of year to bet sports. I'm not going to lie. You got basketball going on, football's going on, college basketball. I took Gonzaga winning by at least 11 against Kentucky tonight, and they had a nice little, 30% profit boost in there. I maxed that baby out and easily won. They won by like 25 or 30, which is almost what the Rockets did tonight against the Phoenix Suns. So we're going to talk about that and much more on this edition of the Suns Jam Session podcast. A reminder that if you happen to be watching along live, whether it's now, whether it's later, if you're doing so on our YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It helps with the algorithms, lets everybody know where when the Suns get their butts kicked by Houston, where you like to go. So let's talk about this one, shall we?
Hey, you're listening to the Suns Jam Session podcast, shooting the shit about the Suns since 2019.
Oh, hey.
Excuse me.
What's going on? I didn't mean. Should I shut the door, come back?
Yeah, how dare you interrupt me as I pour this nice little Filaro Glacero, Montetopino di Abruzzo. One of those. I assume it's a red blend. It's a 90-point. You know at Costco how you can buy those it's Christmas time, and so you can buy those like packs of wine bottles from all over Europe. And I know that I got family coming to town. I get 3 bottles are spoken for, but the 4th wasn't. So I grabbed the Italian blend, and I thought I'd pour myself a nice fat glass to talk about the Phoenix Suns tonight, man.
Are you saying that you already drank the 3 bottles? This is your 4th, or the 3 are for the holidays?
The 3 are like one bottle's for my mom, one's for a couple, one's for my brother, one's for my sister. So I was like, okay, I got 3 of the 4.
Oh, they're presents. Got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So welcome. How you doing, Matthew?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. Shit. This is probably the first game. I think the Suns. You kind of just thought it was over in the 3rd quarter, right? Like it was done with.
3rd quarter. I thought it was over.
You never know about the second half Suns. I know that about Kevin Durant in the second, but you never know about the second half.
This is true, but this brings me to my first question.
Matthew, I've got to ask.
Matthew, I gotta ask. What was your first car?
Pontiac Grand Am.
What year?
2001.
How to drive?
It's pretty nice. So it was my sister's car before. It got stolen.
Always.
But then they redid it. So it got a new paint job, new engine. It got new interior stuff. It looked like a Batmobile. That's what I called it. That's what I
nice.
A Batmobile.
So it was a black car?
Just kidding. It wasn't high school. I was like early 20s.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. No, it was like a dark purple, but it lasted me probably maybe 6-7 years.
Nice. Not 8-9?
No. No, but why do you ask?
Well, because my first car was a 1990 Ford Escort family wagon. Same thing, hand me down from my sister, and like the back rear passenger door didn't work. And I think the best way to describe what that car was a clunker. It was a clunky piece of shit, but it's your first car. I'm 16 years old driving around. I was just happy to have one. And that's what we got tonight from the Phoenix Suns. This was a clunker. There's no other way to put it. Like when you go 5 of 36 from beyond the arc, you're not going to compete with anybody, let alone the Houston Rockets, who's a top team in the Western Conference. And what we've witnessed from this entire season is this team is unbelievably competitive. But part of their competitive nature is the fact that they can hit down 3-point shots. And we've seen that because they're the 6th best 3-point shooting team percentage-wise in the league. And one of the top teams when it comes to 3-point rate. So they shoot a lot of threes. They make a lot of threes. And some nights, you're driving around a Pontiac, and sometimes you're driving a Ford Escort. And tonight, we were driving around a Ford Escort.
The Suns Jam Session. Burn book.
And that's where I start, Matthew, is the 3-point shooting for the Phoenix Suns. Dylan Brooks, 0 of 4. Royce O'Neal, 0 of 4. Colin Gillespie, 1 of 7. Colin Gillespie's been an aberration this year. He's been unbelievable. He's the kind of guy who makes you not miss Kevin Durant or Maya B.
Yeah.
Good to see that you've come out of
No,
the
Maya B
framework.
came back.
Oh, yeah,
Not
no, I'm
even-
saying Maya B's in the chat, you know.
Well, not today. She was actually here a few games ago. So
She's right
he or
here.
she.
KD lit y'all ass up. Maya B back in the chat.
Hey, Katie.
Grayson Allen, 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. Jordan Goodwin, 1 of 6. Dunn was 0 of 1. Jamare Bouye is the only guy who hit 2 threes in this game. He was 2 of 3.
Can always
0 of
count
1
him.
from Nigel Hayes Davis. 0 of 3 from Rasheer Fleming. Matthew, you're not going to win games if you're going 5 of 36. I'll tell you this, and I know I've been talking a lot. It's probably because I've had some wine, but I'll hit you with an early stat meet.
Ooh, dang, stat me.
The Suns' previous low for 3-pointers in a game this season made was 10. I know, right? They had only 5 in this one, Matthew.
If we hit 10, we probably win this game.
I know.
No, the 3-point shot was a difficult one tonight. It didn't look like a lot of these shots were as contested, but they were kind of awkward. It seemed like a lot of them were forced. Even early in the game, there was some fast breaks where the Suns kind of pulled up from 3, and even EJ was saying, you got to make those shots in this type of game. They were trying to hit shots early, obviously, to kind of put the Houston Rockets away in a way to where if they're going to go on a run, we're up by 10, by 15, but we got up by 5 in the first quarter. After that, it was just Katie going crazy, obviously, in a second. But we never got our 3-point shot, man, because I think we were in our heads a lot. This is the first game I feel like the Suns just didn't have that confidence after the first quarter.
Agreed.
And even in the first quarter, it just seemed like that was probably the best effort they had, but it still was not good enough because you're like, how are they even winning this game? And it was because the Rockets didn't get hot, obviously, till the second quarter, and the Suns couldn't make their threes, but they were playing physical with the team. But then the Rockets were just like, okay, never mind. We're actually more athletic. We're more explosive. We're going to use that to our advantage in the second quarter. And the 3-point shots, who gives a fuck? Because we're just going to outrace the Suns team the rest of the game, and that's exactly what they did.
We're just better than you, which is a fact.
Yeah.
But, up 31-24 after the first quarter. Largest lead of the night for the Suns, 9 points. They were up 37-28 at one point in this game. And if my math doesn't deceive me, all right, so let's see, 117 minus 28. So they outscored the Suns 89 to 61. 89 to 61 to close the game. And to your point, and I like the point that you bring up, from a confidence standpoint, it looks like everybody looked a little tentative. The 3-point shots, as you mentioned, they weren't confident. They were short-armed 3-point shots. Colin Gillespie, I haven't seen him, obviously, or Grayson Allen. I mean, they combined 2 of 14 from beyond the arc. Okay? I mean, these are guys who knock down 3-point shots. Royce O'Neal as well, 0 of 4. I mean, you throw him in there, that's 2 of 18 from those 3 guys who regularly. I mean, Grayson Allen has hit 10 threes in a game. Colin Gillespie hit, 8 threes in a game the other night, then 7 the night before. I mean, it's just but it was the confidence level. And I don't know if that's them just having an off night, them not playing for 3 nights, so being out of rhythm, which is definitely a possibility, or them being concerned with the fact that you're going against a Rockets team that is long defensively. And we saw it a couple times. Like Ryan Dunn's 3-point shot got blocked by Kevin Durant. Somebody else got their shot blocked on a 3-point attempt, which is impressive and hard to do. And so it felt like they were rushing their shot, right? It felt like we had a team full of Nigel Hayes Davises out there, because that dude rushes every fucking shot. And I love that Eddie was finally talking about it on the broadcast. He's like, dude, that guy just needs to slow down. Like every time he gets the ball, he's like, oh shit. It's like, you ever played hot potato? Every time the ball comes to him, it's like, hot potato, I need to shoot this thing as fast as possible instead of like taking time to just square up and shoot it correctly. And the entire team was shooting like that tonight.
They were. It was really just off kilter. It didn't seem right. It didn't seem like the right Suns team to really enter the second quarter. I know that they're a physical team and they use their little bodies at times to kind of D up this big ass team in the Rockets, but it was one of those things where the Rockets weren't really just feeling it from the Suns. I know the coaches at times, like the Rockets head coach, Adoba. What was his name again? Sorry.
Rockets head coach?
Yeah. Gosh, I always forget his name. Udoka. Yeah.
Udoka?
My bad.
You need Udoka.
Yeah, he looks confused in the first quarter, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Like JJ Redick was bewildered after the game, like baffled, like what happened out there against the Suns? I don't know. Maybe we were just tired and stuff. There's excuses thrown around. And then you kind of saw it on Doka too, where he was just like, what is this? But maybe it was just the effort of the actual Rockets just coming out. They're without Sengun. They're like, we can still handle them with Amen Thompson and Kevin Durant, two guys obviously that are great on isolation. There's no defense against them. There's no presence in the paint for the Suns, so we can just attack the rim at times. And it just turned into that. But at first I was thinking, I'm like, oh, we actually maybe have this Rockets team underneath like our foot, maybe. Oh, where'd I go?
Where's Matthew?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, we have him underneath our foot. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of nice because we have him a little bit confused. But then they just, they're like, we're actually better. We're longer. And then the Suns just could not find any kind of confidence in that 3-point shot, which is really, really disappointing.
And it doesn't help, obviously, that Devin Booker's out, Jalen Green's out. I mean, you have right there a combined at least 50 points of just not playing. And what I liked about this game, and maybe I'd save it for our bright side talk, but I don't have a lot to talk about there, so I'll just continue on this topic.
Okay.
And I'm some wine in, so I'm a little.
It's always with the wine now, dude. Yeah.
I already forgot my thought. Oh, all the people are going. You know what? Because the Suns have been playing great. And like B, I know you've been like following all the Rockets and all the Rockets fans who are, or I'm not even. They're not. My apologies, because you're not Rockets fans. All the Kevin Durant fans who are like in the chat and like, hey man,
yeah,
smoked you. Like,
of course they do. Kevin Durant.
Exactly. That's what you're doing post game, huh, Kevin? Hanging out.
Well,
here?
They act like we're saying Kevin Durant's a bad player. It's like
I know
never been the case at all.
Never been the case. But what they don't realize is the Suns have been so good this year, and Devin Booker's been slumping a little bit. That everybody's like, dude, do we even need Devin Booker? Like, we totally trade him and get something.
Yeah.
You see tonight why you need Devin Booker. Like, even if he's inefficient, the gravity he pulls opens up the offense for other players, and those other players have stepped into that role and executed appropriately. So this is a fortification of the fact that Devin Booker on this team is a good thing, and everybody just needs to hold their horses jabronis.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was never one of those things where we're like, well, if we can get away with Jalen Green and maybe trade Booker, or else trade Jalen Green to kind of get some more assets. Maybe there was some trade going around where Julius Randle comes here from Phoenix and Jalen Green's gone with Dylan Brooks too. Yeah. Like, that's not obviously a thing. This thing that the Suns have, even after tonight, I'm still very confident in what they have and to build upon. When you're losing guys, when you don't have guys like Devin Booker and Jalen Green, that's going to be. It's probably bigger than losing Sengun, because they still have Kevin Durant out there. They still have Amen Thompson. They're still a bigger team athletically. They have Jabari Smith Jr. Yeah, great. He's using his size, which is great. But the Suns are without those two guys who can actually facilitate the offense and actually, draw the defense to them in double teams. Like, it's going to look like a different kind of game. And I think Grayson Allen, obviously Colin Gillespie, tried their best to find the good shots to move the ball, but they're just too small out there, man. It was definitely. But
the problem with the Suns, I wouldn't even say that they're too small. They had good looks. They just weren't knocking them down. Like, the Suns' offense was working the way it should. They just couldn't knock down the shots. It's not like these were highly contested threes over and over again. Happened a couple times, got in their own head a little bit. Again, I don't think that they were necessarily confident. But at the same breath, I don't think that they shot themselves in the foot by not hitting their shots. I think that that's where it kind of goes. Now, a guy who really looked bad, not just because he was missing his shots, but because his defense was absolutely abhorrent in this game, he's atop the list in my burn book.
Yeah, bling, bling, bling. Rolls Royce, Rolls Royce, Rolls Royce. Yeah, nigga, Rolls Royce.
Good old Royce giving us that fat 0 out of the starting 5. When Kevin Durant imposed his will in that second quarter, because that's when it happened, right? And Kevin Durant, second on scoring on the team tonight. He had 28 points for the Houston Rockets. Amen Thompson had 31. It seemed like everything was just right underneath the hoop. You know why? Because in the second quarter, Royce O'Neal was a traffic cone for Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
just pure and utterly. And then when the Suns were like, okay, listen, dude, it's not working. It's not us, it's you. We need you to just hang out. Amen Thompson stand in the corner. Just hang out on the baseline and just make sure that, close out accordingly. And he'd just be sitting there watching the play, and Amen Thompson would just do back cuts all day and would stand underneath the basket like, hey, here I am. Like, oh, sweet. And he's doing little dunks left and right because Royce O'Neal's just like, oh, shit. And then Royce finally has a facilitation. Again, Royce has looked good this year in a facilitation capacity. This is a one-night reactionary podcast. He turns the ball over, live ball turnover, dunk the other way. I was just like, dude, send this guy to the G League.
Yeah, I hate it because we were talking so highly of Royce O'Neal this season. Like, he's been pulling through. So it's one of those things where it's like you're asking too much, and that's always my thing with this team. It's like, who are you putting in place to succeed, and then also asking too much to guard Kevin Durant, and plus Dylan Brooks like is getting owned as well. Like, he basically could not keep up with KD. He was struggling, getting shots drilled right in his face. So those two guys doing their best defensively, that's all you can really ask for. It's one of those things when a guy like Kevin Durant gets hot, it's going to be impossible to stop no matter who you are. But I hate the fact that we had to rely on that defensively. Like, you kind of hope that maybe the team defense that they had at times when they were kind of running around Kevin Durant's knees like these tall guys and just kind of scrapping and trying to hit him with their big bodies at times. The Suns were doing that. You kind of hope maybe it would carry over to the offensive end where they were kind of just a little bit worried about the Suns team kind of scrapping near them, like landing on some toes, and this team's going to be like all over the place defensively. But it never turned into that. It just kind of turned into ISO one-on-ones. There wasn't a whole lot of doubles, triple teams, or anything like that, because I feel like the Rockets were just kind of getting any kind of shot they wanted so quickly within the play clock. And then if they were going to miss it, they probably grabbed the offensive rebound too. So I think they had 15. Suns had 15 offensive rebounds. The Rockets had only 6. So never mind. They made all their shots. They shot 60%.
Yeah, but and second chance points, it was 29-8 in favor of the Suns.
Yeah.
So this is a team in the Rockets that they're very unique. They're a team that is top 3 in the league in 3-point percentage, but bottom 3 in the league in 3-point attempts. So they don't take a ton of threes, but they're efficient with their threes. And they're a team that is destroying teams on the boards. And this is the second time that we've played them. And I mean, they out-rebounded us by 6, right? 40-34. But they don't kill the Suns on the glass, and the last time we played them, a game where Kevin Durant wasn't present, but Devin Booker was present, and Alfred Şengün was present for them, because I think that, he's unbelievable. Alfred Şengün, again, one thing I want to make clear, I love this Rockets team. I really enjoy this Rockets team. I've always had an affinity for Kevin Durant, the way that he plays. I love Steven Adams. I love Amen Thompson. Josh Okogie will always have a place in my heart. The one guy who I'm not a big fan of on the Rockets is Fred VanVleet, and he's injured all year, so I don't have to sit there and watch him. So,
I know, isn't that nice? It is actually kind of nice that his big booty's not out there so much.
It's like big discount beard out there. So it's like I enjoy watching this team. So going into tonight, I was like, hey, I'm just going to enjoy this because again, oh sweet, I get a night again aesthetically watching Kevin Durant play basketball, which is a fun thing to do if you're just a fan of basketball. Yeah. And you see the Suns, knowing again that we played them before and they didn't kill us on the glass, and that the Suns team for the most part hung around within punching distance within 5 to 8 points until midway through the fourth quarter. And then the Rockets just kind of, they did their namesake and they were Rockets they rocketed up the scoreboard there in the fourth quarter.
The headline tomorrow.
Boom. Nailed that for bright side. But in this game, it was much different because, again, Kevin Durant was a surgeon in the second quarter.
Yeah.
The Suns, we gave up 44 points. And to your point, the way that we did it was just embarrassing. It was either Kevin Durant knifing us, wide open looks. Every set within the first 4 seconds, they're like, oh, we've solved this. Boom. Layup, jumper, layup, jumper, layup, jumper. And that's why this is just one of those nights, one of those nights where you just drink a bottle of wine and say, fuck it all.
And I guess it can come down to the 3-point shot. And we talked about it earlier, but it is kind of weird to kind of rely on that so much. But is it really? Because I feel like nowadays, of course, in the NBA, they're going to shoot a lot of threes.
Everybody.
And to say the Suns won some games because they made 20 plus threes, or they made 15 threes, they won the game because of that reason. It's like, that's their identity. Like, they're going to come out and try to hit some big ones, get hot, and kind of feed off of that the rest of the game. So that is really what's crucial, because right now, like for the burn book, really like the turnovers, the Rockets had 3, the Suns had 13. It's like, wait, what? You would think it was the other way because it's such a blowout. And plus, we had our garbage guys in there throwing the ball away at times, trying to hit Nick Richards.
I know. In transition.
Yeah, in transition. It's like these guys don't really know what they're doing out there, so they're going to turn the ball over. But when you look at the stats, and it just doesn't really explain why they lost and why obviously they were hanging in the first quarter either. Like, this team is just really mysterious in a lot of ways. And when you're talking about the Rockets, they're a fun team to watch. They're really great.
Mhm.
I love Amin Thompson. I really do.
I do too,
but I
man.
have to get something off my chest. So I had to do the stat.
Ooh, dang, stat me.
Last game, I think it was on Peacock or one of those, and the commentators were drooling over Amin Thompson and his drives to the layup. Like, oh my God, look at that. And I was just like, was it really that great? Like, he's a good, I love Amin Thompson. He's going to be even better. But the drives against the Suns where he like kind of lose the ball, it would shuffle his feet and stop and hit a little layup. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't think he's that great. And honestly, on drives to the rim, he's really not that great.
I disagree.
No, but at finishing at the rim, he's not that good. Out of 100 players with 10 to 11 plus drives averaged in a game, he's 100th on the list when it comes to field goal percentage, getting there and finishing. So he's good. But last time it drove me nuts when those guys were just drooling on his nuts the whole game about it. So I'm like, I had to say something this pod. I love Amin. But when we're watching the game tonight, it's like, that really pissed me off last time on the pod tonight because I didn't get to say anything last time.
There was a play, though. I forget who was defending him, but he went left on him, beat him off the dribble, had like up and around somebody, and then dunked it. I mean,
who's guarding this team tonight, dude? There's a bunch of G Leaguers out there compared to Kevin Durant and Amin.
Man,
like, this is miserable.
It was, but still, yeah. And it's like Conga Gillespie, Jordan Goodwin, Rasheer Fleming in transition, throwing it off Nick Richards. He thought he was playing dodgeball.
Oso's in the paint. What's he gonna do? Like, you have nothing in the paint. It's a drive-by, man.
But yeah, I mean, if you look at all the stats, the Suns competed, but then you look at, the stats that matter, like field goal percentage, 59.2%, so 60% almost for the Rockets. The Suns shot 39%.
Yeah.
The Rockets took half as many threes as the Suns did. They took 18. They made twice as many threes as the Suns. They made 10. They were 10 of 18, which is 56%. The Suns were 14% from beyond the arc. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. I remember there was a couple pods last year where it was the turnover game, right? We're like, hey, it's quite simply like we could do a whole pod on why the Suns lost. It was turnovers. The Suns gave up turnovers. The other team didn't turn the ball over. Game over. That was it. And that's what it kind of felt like tonight. The only other thing I have, I got a couple more things in my burn book before we go to the bright side. Do some subreddit stakeout, which I assume you did tonight.
Yes, sir.
And then Jamstar.
Yes.
I've been putting this one. This one's been in my burn book notes for multiple games now, Matthew. And I've been waiting for the time to talk about it. And I kind of feel like tonight's the night to talk about it. And I'll preface why I talk about it after. Well, what's the opposite of preface? I'll talk about why after I sustain. Okay. What does Nigel Hayes Davis do? What does he actually bring to the team? And I don't preface this, I sustain this per Matthew's terminology, because after what we witnessed in the G League a couple nights ago, where Kaman Malawach went for 27 points and 15 rebounds, where Rasheer Fleming went for 27 points, including 4 of 9 from shooting from beyond the arc, and 13 rebounds. You can't tell me that Nigel Hayes Davis minutes can't be replaced by Rasheer Fleming right fucking now. You can't tell me it. Now, granted, I know the grand scheme of things as it pertains to development. I've been beating that drum all summer and for the front end of the season, talking about our rookies saying, you know what, come January, that's when we should start to see them enter the rotation in more than mop-up duty. That's when we should start to see them go from 5 minutes in mop-up duty to maybe 15 minutes a game here and there before we full-on hand the keys to them at the back end of the season if the Suns aren't being competitive. So I understand that because I'm the one who said it. But I watched Nigel Hayes Davis, Matthew, and I don't know what the fuck he brings to the team. Please tell me why.
So he actually had his best play of the game tonight, where he had that steal.
An offensive rebound?
And no, he had a steal. So Bouye hits a shot, and then as the inbound comes in, Nigel Hayes Davis steals it, gives it back to Bouye in a driving layup. Like that was probably his best move, or his best play of the season. I know. And I don't understand it. But watching like Kaman Malawach come in, Rasheer looks good. He knows what to do. He's fine. I think he needs the confidence to be with those guys. Like I said, like they got to play with the second stringers. They can't come in garbage time anymore. Because I feel like when they come in garbage time, they are trying to just do too much at times to get their own stats, to get their own shots. It's not a real flow of the offense. So I would like to see Rasheer come in when it's like maybe you can kind of see it's getting out of hand at times, or just replace Nigel Hayes Davis with them. Just do it right now.
Malawach you continue to wait on because he's a big, and bigs take time. And I'm okay with the projection that he's on. But I honestly think, because when I see Rasheer out there, and the interesting thing, if you remember back, like there were a couple different games in which Rasheer Fleming was getting minutes like in the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we'd see from him. And then he twisted his ankle and he was out for like 4 or 5 games. And like that was it. Like it reset his development plan. But the Camden Condor, because he's from Camden, New Jersey, and that guy's got wings like a fucking condor. His wingspan is so big. I'm working on his drop right now. Do you know who David Attenborough is? He's the guy who does all those like life, like planet Earth, the sea. The English guy who talks real slow. He's like, the penguins are cold. And
Okay.
I'm trying to find him doing a voice talking about the California condor. And I just want to show I
don't know what that is. California condor.
You don't know what a condor is?
No, is it a big bird?
It's a huge bird.
Okay.
It's a huge. So I grew up part of, when I was like 11 to 12, I used to live in Moore Park, California. And then we lived on like an acre and a half of land. We had horses on our property. We had chickens, always had pigeons because my dad was a pigeon flyer. But there used to be condors that used to fly around, and they're an endangered bird. I don't know if they're endangered anymore, but they have like an 8-foot wingspan. And those fuckers would fly over our house, and it was terrifying, especially when you're like 11. That thing's as big as you. It's twice your size, just flying low. Huge. Yeah. People are saying in the chat. No, we didn't have dogs at the time. We had cats and pigeons and chickens.
How does anybody know what a condor is?
How do you not know what a condor is?
It's kind of like when the Clippers released their new logo, and everyone's like, "Yeah, I know what a ship is. I know Clipper was a ship." It's like, what are you talking about?
How did you not know that? The Los Angeles Clippers. They were the San Diego Clippers. They were the San Diego Clippers because of the ports. Filthy sailors.
I didn't know that history.
Port.
The condor is probably
the Camden Condor. Mm-hmm. He just looks like he's ready to play because of his physical traits. And again, I would like to see more development. But if Nigel Hayes Davis is getting minutes, those need to go to the Condor, man.
He is just out of place though all the time too. I don't know where he's at, where he's standing. Like I don't understand what his.
Neither does he. Like that's the beauty of it.
But he might be like, I don't know why I'm in the games, but I don't even. It's one of those things where they've been so good, and I did notice I've been saying it's one of those things a lot, and I gotta stop doing that. I think every year I have one of those ticks, and this is like the new one. It's one of those things.
I think my tick is.
I gotta stop doing that.
I completely agree, or something like that. And Maya says in the chat, "Think pterodactyl, Maddie." Yeah, they're like pterodactyls.
All
See,
right.
Maya, it's good to have you back around.
I like how Durant calls me Maddie now. That's so nice of him.
Katie's burner account, Maya B. Anything else that you have for your burn book?
No, I think that was really it. I think that we covered all the bases. Durant.
Before I go to the bright side,
the howl. Yeah,
the howl.
He had the howl today. I don't know if I like that. He did that as a son, and that was a GIF for a while.
I do want to get real quick. Arcadia High School played in the state championship today, the 4A state championship game. Played at Sun Devil Stadium. No, it was at 3:00 today. Like I'm working, but it was on Channel 3. I was like, sweet, I could work and watch the game. Undefeated Arcadia High School going for a state football championship. Reminder: when I went to high school there, my junior year, they were defeated. They didn't win a single game.
Yeah, that's the best.
And I was so glad I wasn't on the football team. I would just go to the parties afterwards. And like they'd all show up and like, yeah, we lost again.
Dude, you said this last podcast.
Did I really?
The same exact thing.
That's how you know it's true. They lost today to Micah Mountain 42-17. It was
I thought you were going to say they're going to win.
No, they kept like getting down and fumble. A couple horrible officiating calls. High school officials, not great.
Your teams never win. I'm sorry, John.
I'll say there. Yeah, Joe in the chat says senior year the team was 4-6. Joe, I don't know. I don't remember if you played on those teams. I knew you played at some point. I don't know if you played on all those teams. Did I tell my story about playing high school football, Matthew? Did I tell that in the last pod? How I went to freshman workouts the whole summer long, hot as hell. The first practice I go out there and we're running I'm out there running around, wind sprints. and whatnot, and we have to put our helmets down. We're running around, and I go back to get my helmet, and somebody took my helmet, and I had like a wide receiver's helmet. I got like a lineman's helmet. I'm like running around, it's like clanking around. I'm like, you know what? And it's hot as hell, and we want to get water, and the coach is yelling at us about water. I'm like, fuck this. I went to one high school practice, never played again. I'm like, I'm a baseball player, which I didn't play that in high school either.
Isn't it crazy? Back in the day too, they used to be so scroogey with the water.
Oh yeah,
like it's like no water.
Yeah,
like it's like okay, like no water all practice till maybe about 40 minutes.
Like, we're out there dying. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna go skateboard and smoke weed with my friends.
Yeah, that's what I would have done, but I didn't do that.
Tell me the bright side.
All right, Matthew, what's on your bright side list?
A lot of it's in the first quarter, and it was really just quick hitters. We're gonna go through coach's confusion on the Rockets bench. Thought there was something there. Obviously, there was nothing there. And I think he was just confused because they weren't playing hard. Allen and Brooks really getting off to a good end to the last part of the first quarter. Brooks actually ended the first quarter 6 of 8. Mm-hmm. Allen hit the first 3 of the game after starting 0 for 8 as a team. Then after that it was whatever. But I really liked how Allen and Gillespie were like, what were they doing in the first quarter? Because they were missing shots, but I feel like they kept trying to grab the rebounds, but they were just running into guys and knocking them over. I'm like, you know what? Is this actually kind of going to work? Are they going to scare them a little bit and just be like, oh my God, these guys are ferocious, but it didn't work out. I was just like, they were. And Allen was like on the floor in the first. And I'm like, you got to chill out. He just came back from injury, dude. So he was throwing himself everywhere. So that's all he really had, man. Not much after that.
I don't have any. So here's the one thing that I have in my bright side notes, because Dillon Brooks was amazing that first quarter. He ended with 23 points on 24 shots. Again, Dillon Brooks, not the most hyper-efficient guy, but at least he gets you some points. But he had 14 of those points when he went 6 of 8, as you mentioned, in the first quarter. So it's like he had a great first quarter, and that was it. And I put together something, and I was like, I don't know if we should do this on this pod or wait to do it on another pod where it's like we win and Dillon Brooks looks good. Because it's a valid question. It's like, where does Dillon Brooks rank amongst players on the Phoenix Suns who have worn the jersey number 3?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's a tough one. Now, we could go through the list. I don't know if do you want to do the thought exercise now? Because I don't have anything else to talk about.
So let's do it now.
So this is easy. What I'll do is I'm going to name a player. I'm going to go through the list of everybody who wore jersey number 3, and you're going to tell me if you like Dillon Brooks more than that guy. Okay. Grant Gardreznik.
Yes.
Okay, that was 85 to 87.
Are you going to say yes too or no?
I agree. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kenny Battle, 89 to 91.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Frank Johnson, 92 to 94.
Yes, because I don't remember.
Yes. Frank Johnson, I remember him as a coach, and I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Maybe Casillas, who's in the chat and who went to our Arcadia High School, can remember this. Do you remember the rumor that like Kelly Reeves' mom like hooked up with Frank Johnson or something? I don't know.
Of course.
Let me know if you think about that.
Those coaches, coaches in the NBA are ugly as hell, but they are just getting whoever they want. So
do you like Dillon Brooks better than Rex Chapman?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, see, Casillas remembers that rumor. Okay, I don't like random things I remember from middle school. So you like Brooks better than Chapman?
Oh yeah,
that's a tough one because
it's tough. But I have to go off of like what I've seen.
Yeah,
what I remember. I remember the shot from Rex Chapman, but that's all I remember.
And that's my thing. Like with Rex Chapman, 96 to 2000. I remember those teams were somewhat depressing. Didn't meet expectations. I remember the shot against Seattle.
Yeah,
but like I feel like because I'm a little bit more connected to this team, I like Dillon Brooks more than Rex Chapman. So I agree with you there. All right, here's where it starts to get fun. You ready, Matthew? Yes. Stephon Marbury.
No,
I'm the same thing.
He's
I
my
like
favorite.
I love Stephon Marbury more than Dillon Brooks.
Yeah.
Like Stephon Marbury might be a top 5 all-time favorite Sun for me. I love Stephon Marbury with the Suns.
Yeah, he really when I started to really love the Suns, like he was the dude. So
Quentin Richardson.
Yes.
I like Dillon Brooks better than Quentin Richardson. I love Quentin Richardson with this team, but he was only here for 1 year. Now, granted, we don't know how long Dillon Brooks is going to be here, but at this moment in time, I'm really enjoying the Dillon Brooks experience because the attitude that he brings. Quentin Richardson, I
missed that. And Quentin, I remember the game 2. So I used to get really bad migraines. I still get them a little bit, not as bad. But I remember game 2 against the Mavericks. It was like their first year in the playoffs.
Yep.
They won game 1. Game 2, Quentin Richardson had the shot to win the game.
Yeah.
The three, and he missed it.
Yep.
And I was always so mad at him after that. And I didn't get to watch any of the game because I had such a
21
bad
years
headache.
later, you're
Yeah,
still holding
and
to
I'm
it.
mad at that. I'm like, you're such a good 3-point shooter, but you can't hit the biggest shot. So
Boris Diaw.
I never liked Boris that much because I didn't understand the game of basketball as much.
I
back
respected
then. Yeah,
Boris.
now I do.
But I think that I had a bias against him because he was part of that transition because we had traded away Joe Johnson to get Boris Diaw.
We didn't know what the fuck Boris Diaw was at the time.
No,
right?
Nobody did.
He wasn't aggressive. We're like, why are you not dunking the ball? I remember after a game, he was like, he had this ferocious dunk. And I think it was Kevin Ray asked him, like, are we going to see more of that? I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But he was one of those transcendent players, went to the Spurs. So he won a championship there. But at the time, I'm like, who is this guy? But
everybody that's kind of torn on it too, because again, like we liked Boris Diaw, but did we like him or did we like the teams? So I kind of say no. Like I like Dylan better.
Me too.
Jared Dudley.
Yes, definitely more than Jared Dudley.
I do as well. I was not a huge Dudley fan.
Me neither.
Didn't like him at Boston College. Thought he was kind of slow and clunky. Again, very similar to Boris Diaw, a great chemistry guy. Both those guys were great for the team, so I'm not discounting them. But you know what? Dylan Brooks is the same thing, and he's a motherfucker. Ish Smith.
Ish Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Isaiah Thomas, little IT.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Brandon Knight.
Yes.
Brandon Knight was one of the most disappointing Suns ever.
I remember he scored 36 points. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, and that was it.
It might work out.
Trevor Ariza.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's an easy
one. Were we
one.
his last stop, Trevor Ariza?
No, I think he had like 3 more stops.
Oh, okay.
That guy played in fucking everybody. Kelly Oubre Jr.
I'm gonna say no. I love Kelly Oubre. I always loved him.
I'll say yes.
Okay.
I didn't love him nearly as much as you did. I thought he was kind of a black hole. I loved what he did and he was capable. I was watching the Sixers the other night with them wearing the old Sixer jerseys, right? The Allen Iverson era, the black ones, where I still like the blue ones better. But I was like, man, I still like Kelly Oubre. Like, I have no issue with him, but I like Dylan Brooks, at least at this moment in time, better.
Yeah.
Chris Paul.
No. I like Chris Paul is the best point guard in Suns history, I think. I'm only saying that because we said it back then in the finals. Yeah,
Steve Nash.
We were saying that when
Kevin
we
Johnson,
finals,
Jason Kidd. That's the one position you can't say that.
I felt the most joy from Chris Paul than I ever have from Steve Nash. So,
well, yeah, because we actually won things with him.
Yeah, exactly. He was incredible.
Chris Paul's like a parallel to me when it comes to Dylan Brooks because both of them are players that I could not stand. Both of them are players that once they came here, I fell in love with. And then once Chris Paul left, I was like, bye.
I did the same thing with Steve Nash. When he left, I was like, okay. It's like when it's over,
yeah, but
it's
Steve
over.
Nash was like, though. He was cooked.
He
was cooked at that point. That one's a draw for me. That one's a draw. One? Chris Paul and Dylan Brooks.
Chris Paul still? Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's a draw. Like, I'm not saying that I like Chris more. I don't know yet. And then, of course, last but not least, Bradley Beal.
That's a tough one.
Let me think on that. Yep.
Watch some highlights.
Okay. So there you go. There's our bright side. So essentially, it's Stephon Marbury is kind of the guy. You like Kelly Oubre and Chris Paul more than Dylan
so there's
Brooks.
3, which is
there's
not
3,
bad.
And for me, it's like 1.5. It's like definitely Stephon Marbury, Chris Paul, kind of maybe. That's kind of it. That's where Dylan Brooks lands on the Suns Jam Session list of players who also wore the same jersey number as Dylan Brooks.
The Suns Jam Session subreddit stakeout.
If you need a unit, we've got you covered. Nettlesairs.com is where to go, brother. Call 623-444-48. Nettles Air makes your home feel great.
All right, Matthew was in Houston tonight. He drew the H-Town crowd. He was hanging out with Maya B on the subreddit for the Houston Rockets. Matthew, what were they saying tonight?
Well, John, a lot of KD talk, obviously. A lot of Dylan Brooks talk back in Houston. H-Town. Said that a little weird.
H-Town?
They come out like I wanted it to because I'm not cool. That's why. All right. I'll be at the game tonight rocking my Reed jersey. So Reed Shepherd. Someone put that in quickly. And I was excited for him to come in, and he looked pretty good. DB, career game loading. They were laughing. They probably haven't watched much of him since he left. He's been standing like this for 5 minutes. Someone included a picture of Brooks looking at the Rockets, obviously the bench or the
That's what he
pregame
does.
warmups. But that's why I was kind of shocked. I'm like, you had
didn't
him
know
for 2
that?
years. You never seen this before, so I had to bring that up. I'm like, even I knew that. Come on, before he was a Sun. I miss you, Dylan, but it's KD. Yep. And I feel like we said that with Mikal Bridges too, right?
Yes,
Missy
same
Mikal,
thing.
and it's Kevin Durant.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I love Kevin Durant. God, I miss those comments here. Y'all think Jalen Green is going to get applauded? Someone said him and DB are probably getting tribute videos. I did see that there was one for Dylan Brooks. Was there one for Jalen Green yet?
I don't think so. They just recognized him. They go, and returning Jalen Green, but he wasn't playing, so I don't think they put together the full video for him.
Okay. I wonder if they told him before, like, hey, when you come back playing, we're going to have one, but right now, that's kind of weird. I think they should have done both. And then someone said, KD is so different, man. It's so insane. I love that one. Hi, Kevin, the SpongeBob gif. I remember those back in the day. And then someone ended the subreddit with belt to ass. That's how the game ended.
The Suns Jam Session subreddit stakeout.
The chat says that they played a Jalen Green video after the first quarter.
Okay, cool. I'm glad. I didn't just skip it this time.
I'm glad too. I'm very glad.
It's my home.
Jam star of the game.
Who the fuck do you give the jam star of the game to in this one, dude? Like,
I think it's Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, I guess
we got the best out of him that we could tonight. 23 points.
Yeah, I guess you give it to this guy.
Dylan, the villain.
There really isn't anyone else.
That's it. I think he was fighting with the mascot before the game, which was a little fun. He's there hitting on some girl or talking to maybe someone that worked there, but and then the mascot came over and they were starting to roll around on the floor and stuff. It looked like
it stems from when he played with the Rockets. They used to get in pillow fights together. So the mascot, the mascot came up and hit him with a pillow, like good old times. So, all right, well, up next with the Phoenix Suns, we get a whole weekend off. No game Saturday, no game Sunday. They play Monday. It looks like it's gonna. What time's the game start? Like 5:30 or something?
I didn't look at that. Time. Is it 5:30?
Yeah, it's in Minnesota playing the Minnesota Timberwolves. I guess I'll start with this. Matthew, what are you doing this weekend, considering we don't have to watch the Suns? Like,
is it really the weekend? Because Friday's a weekend, right? Or no? Friday night?
Yeah, it is. But like,
yeah,
at least it's not a cat
what
over
am
my
I
shoulder.
doing? I don't
pleasure
know,
in itself.
Yeah, I'm just sitting around waiting for a baby to come. Hopefully, it comes this weekend. It'd be nice this weekend.
Yeah, what's the due date?
Not till January 5th, but we're hoping it's
so you're literally 1 month away.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, I'm really going for a premature baby here.
Yeah. Well, it's about 8 pounds.
You're going to come to the cat show next weekend? You thinking about it?
Yeah, I'm going to the cat show for sure. I'm all about cats, guys. Jamsters out there. I hated cats a year ago. Now I'm in love with them. I have a cat wall, everything. They really hypnotize you.
There's a cat show in Mesa where, like, if you guys have ever seen like the Westminster Dog Show where they like judge dogs, they do the same thing, but with cats. It's a very interesting sect of society. I went last year. Like, the whole family's going this year. We're talking. My mom wants to go. Like, everybody wants to go. So we'll be doing that next weekend. So if we don't go live after a game, it's because we're a little catted out, if you will. But yeah, talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are not cats, they're dogs, they're wolves. What are you looking for in this game?
I think it's going to be a Wolves team that completes the game. Obviously, last game against the Wolves, this is kind of the beginning about, I think, maybe right in the middle, but maybe more at the beginning when the Suns were actually showing as a real true identity of never giving up, a hard fought team every game. Like, they came back miraculously to beat the Wolves out. And I was like, you know what? This team's for real. I think that was the first game. So I think the Wolves have that on their mind, obviously. But right now it's one of those things where you want to just kind of stay with them in the standings too. So it's a crucial game for them. I think it's going to be a loss because we're not going to have our guys still. So I'm looking for Anthony Edwards to score 50 points and then tell us to suck it again.
See, I'm going the other way. Minnesota, 7th or 6th seed. The Suns are the 7th seed. They're 14-8 currently. And they're a team that just has a hard time against good teams, right? They're 14-8. They're 12-1 against teams below 500. And they're 2-7 against teams above 500. So they've had challenges finishing good opponents. Now, obviously, the Suns fluke in 9 points in 45 seconds, which was fantastic. I'm looking for this team again, in the Suns to hopefully just knock down some threes. We're not going to have Jalen Green, obviously. We're going to be without Dylan Booker. Let's just keep drinking some wine over here.
Huh?
Yeah, I got to figure out what I'm going to do after this. Like, it's it's only 9:15.
I know. I was like, should I go to the gym? No, I'll never go to the gym again.
No, I'm like watch Die Hard or something. I don't know. But yeah, no Devin Booker, no Jalen Green. So this is going to be a situation in which the Suns are going to have to fight and claw, and we're going to need a good Dylan Brooks performance. We're going to need Colin Gillespie and Grayson Allen to step up offensively. But I know that, as they always do, this Phoenix Suns team will bring it defensively, and I think that that's what matters. So I don't know if I'm not predicting a win. I'm not predicting a loss, but in typical Suns fashion, I'm predicting a hard-fought, well-defended game, and we'll see how that ultimately plays out going up against Anthony Edwards and Julius I don't smoke weed anymore Randle.
And then we got the Thunder after that, and then the Warriors, right?
Well, in between the Warriors, we get if we lose to OKC, we get the loser of San Antonio and the Lakers.
Okay.
If we beat OKC, we go to Vegas and we play the winner of the Lakers. But what's interesting is after that game, we don't play again for like another week.
Which is nice. And I think it's going to be a matchup against the Lakers, which should be kind of nice too. Because I feel like Luka just had his baby.
Beat them both.
LeBron's not coming back. Yeah.
He got a baby? That's why he lost all the weight.
Yeah, he's all in Slovenia.
I
think
did not
he's
know that.
back home right now. I swear he is, but because he's not there. And then they were talking about him having a baby. I'm like, oh, he must be in Slovenia.
That's how he lost the weight. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else to
got?
talk about. I'm gonna finish this glass of wine.
Okay.
I bid you adieu, and have a good weekend, Jamsters. Make sure that again, if you head on over to FanDuel, enjoy your bets. Matthew, that's all I got.
Yeah, if you head over to FanDuel, enjoy your bets, and everyone go live with your family.
Hey, you're listening to the Suns Jam Session podcast, shooting the shit about the Suns since 2019.